Part 19. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 184. I want a little G. These words echoed in the somewhat dull ears of Hinata Hisashi. He kept lying down and listening to Hinata's words, and felt Hinata's breath constantly entering his ears. Some itchy. But he didn't move. The room fell into an eerie silence. Half an hour. Bah. Hinata made a loud noise. It's already this time. If you still need to find Zyuja, you should have died long ago. Hinata Hikaru stretched out her little hand and scolded Hinata Shui. Oh, it's not that lady, it's Zyuja, the one who goes to the toilet. Hinata was in a trance. Then I'll help you go. Hinata Hisashi breathed a sigh of relief. He thought that Hyuga Shui really wanted a lady. No need. Hinata Shui suddenly waved his hand. No. Hinata Hisashi is weird, why don't you use it? Hinata Shui pointed at the quilt. I wet the bed. Hinata Hisashi. Hinata Hikari. After that, Hinata Hisashi took on the responsibility of changing diapers. From this moment on, Hyuga Shui is his biological son who is not related by blood to Hyuga Hisashi. As for Hinata Hikari, he was rushed to the kitchen next door to get some food for Hinata Hikaru. From this morning's work to today's noon, Hinata Shui didn't eat a bite. Of course, at this time, Hinata Hisashi would definitely not ask Hinata Hikaru to have a Fire Nation banquet. Just some noodles. Hinata was sent away with just one word. Whether you are an injured person or a patient, eating some light and soft noodles is the best choice at this time. Just when Hinata and Hidashi were busy, Hinata Hikari was cooking noodles at the other end. This world is very strange. The technology tree is crooked. Not only does it have refrigerators and air conditioners, but it also has devices similar to gas and natural gas. Hinata turned on the switch, lit the fire, set up the pot, and boiled the water. Then spread a handful of noodles inside. Gulu gulu. Soon the noodles opened. Hinata opened the lid of the pot and took a look inside. Hyuga Hisashi, this leader seems to have put too much water. Her voice carried next door. Then put more noodles, Hinata Hisashi said angrily. Although Hinata Hisashi has never cooked before, he has at least seen others cooking. I still know some basic common sense. However, Hinata Hisashi didn't know, you can add more water and less noodles to the noodles. Oh. Hinata replied loudly. Then, she grabbed a big handful of noodles and threw them into the pot. After a while, the dough sticks together, almost to the bottom of the pot. Hyuga Hisashi, it seems that there are too many noodles. Then put more water. There's more water. Then add some noodles. More noodles. Then add more water. Hinata Hisashi's voice started to sound impatient. Then, Hinata stopped moving. He thought for a while and felt that something might have happened, so he comforted Hinata and walked towards the next door. As soon as he entered the kitchen door next door, ouch, the room was filled with steam, and there was the sound of hissing water being burned by the flames. He saw Hinata Hikaru standing aside, pointing innocently at the overflowing iron pot. The pot is full, Hinata Hisashi. Hinata Hisashi. Hinata Hisashi even forgot to be angry. He discovered that Hikaru Hyuga was not just a member of the Hyuga clan. From today on, Hinata Hikaru is still my big brother. After hurriedly saving the scene, Hyuga Hisashi eliminated a possible disaster at its source in advance. After that, Hinata Hikaru did a lot of karma in the process of taking care of Hinata, which was actually harming Hinata water. Hinata Hisashi was extremely busy. Not only did he have to serve Hinata Mizwai, he also had to clean up Hyuga Hikari's mess. This moment, Hinata Hisashi admired the separated maid Hyuga Akira very much. She actually took care of Hinata Hikaru for a year without being driven crazy. Really? Talent. Of course, This Hinata Hikaru is also a talent. Finally. At 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Hinata Hisashi sat weakly in the corridor and waved to Hinata Hikaru. Hikaru Hinata, I can't stand it anymore, just stay where you can to cool off. From today on, you are my big brother. Because Hinata Hikari was so crazy, Hinata Hisashi started talking nonsense. Gaga, how come this is what your father said? Let me and you share the responsibility of taking care of Hinata Shui. Hinata Hikaru's energetic spirit was in stark contrast to Hinata Hisashi's sluggishness. Hinata Hisashi felt that he was really exhausted today. Whether it was the Chuyunin exam or the B-level mission, it was not so tiring. If what happened today is considered a mission, then it would be at least an A-level difficulty. Don't, Hinata Hikaru. Hinata extended her hand towards Hisashi. I'm begging you, don't bother me, you are my big brother. The 13-year-old Hinata Hisashi calls the 9-year-old Hikari big brother. It can be seen how desperate he is. And based on the creed of be kind to others, how could it be possible for Hinata Hikari to let Hinata Hisashi go so easily? Ah, I remembered it, I have to repair the kitchen, the walls have been smoked black. Hinata is going to find paint, dye, whatever mess can be painted white. Hikari. Then Hinata Hisashi called her out very seriously. Stop here, your destruction cannot bring peace to the world. The back of the sun shines brightly in the sunlight. Quack, 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 Hinata Hisashi, I never expected that the identity of my leader, the villainous devil, would be revealed by you, then, I have no choice but to leave no one alive. Fluctuations of killing intent. Hinata Hikaru turned around and slapped Hinata Hisashi. Collapsing palm. Boom click. Then there was an explosion, and the place where Hinata Hisashi was standing exploded, and a lot of wood debris on the corridor floor collapsed and flew away. Hinata Hikaru looked at the wound with lingering fear, thinking, Hikaru Hinata actually did it for real. Before he could say anything, Hinata's strange smile accompanied by the blooming red light, resounded again. There is no other way, Bagua Kongjang. Boom. Boom boom. Boom boom boom. 2 hours later. In the afternoon, 4 o'clock. Hinata woke up from her daze. He put a hot towel on his forehead and felt warm all over his body. The physical fitness of ninjas is much higher than that of ordinary people. After Hinata Hisashi's medicine and careful care, it is understandable that it takes half a day to get better. When Hinata Shui fully opened his eyes, the moment he woke up, he couldn't help shouting, where is this? The place that was called a residence, a home, is now in tatters. There were pits everywhere on the wooden walls, and fragments of various objects were scattered all over the floor. Through the big hole in the wall, you can even see the kitchen next door. The faucet was completely broken, and water sprayed out helplessly like a fountain. The pots and pans were broken into pieces and staggered here and there. This place seems to have been through a terrible battle. If the chapter is wrong, click here to report it. Mobile phone users, please visit CSW. Reading for a better reading experience. The bookshelf is synchronized with the computer version. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 185. This, what exactly is this? Hinata Shui looked at all this in disbelief, not even noticing the towel falling from his forehead. He vaguely remembered that it was Hinata Hisashi and Hinata Hikaru who were taking care of him. Oh, although Hinata Shui prefers to use the word murder to describe it than the word care. Dang dang dang. At this time, there was a knocking sound from something outside the door. Hinata climbed to the door and opened it. He sees Hinata Hikari and Hinata Hinashi each held a hammer in their hands and were repairing the cracked floor. Not only the house, but also the floor at the edge of the house was poisoned. The issue is, their repair techniques were not professional at all. The large hollow where a person could fall directly into was made into an X shape by randomly using two wooden boards. Use the simplest way to prevent someone from falling. But even if the whole person is prevented from falling, at least one leg will be stuck in such a big gap. Several of the wooden pillars supporting the corridor were broken. The pillars were randomly wrapped with hemp ropes, barely holding them in place. Lest a gust of wind in this dilapidated building kill Hinata Shui's life. The flower bed outside, which was often taken care of by Hinata Mizu's 7 aunts and 8 aunts, was now completely ruined. It looked like I was in the crop field being turned over by the farmer uncle. Several scarecrows made on site were also buried around the house. The scarecrow has a big sign hanging around his neck. Construction on site is dangerous. This is not finished. Hinata Hikari, who was fixing the wood, held a small hammer in his hand and nailed the planks to the holes in the floor at will. Afterwards, she got up from the ground and prepared to continue repairing the next pothole. However, it was obvious that Hinata didn't have enough materials on hand. In this case, new boards are required. But what to do if there is nothing here? Hinata Hikaru looked around, and finally, the target was nailed on Hinata Hisashi. To be precise, it was the wood lying next to Hinata Hisashi. So, Hinata Hikaru ran over and stole a few pieces of wood from Hinata Hisashi directly and openly. "Stop, that's mine." Hinata Hisashi held a hammer and warned Hinata Hikari very sternly. Hinata Hikaru was unhappy, so she picked up a hammer and hit it hard on the floor that Hinata Hisashi was repairing. Bang! Another big hole. Hinata Hisashi's half-repaired floor was finished again. Hinata Hisashi was stunned for a while, and then in turn, smashed the floor that Hinata Hikari had repaired. The two people just grabbed each other's hind legs. In the end, Hinata couldn't get enough of it and beat him violently. I saw all kinds of stunts flying around in the yard. What red wave of killing intent, blue soft fist chakra cyclone. For a time, it was very lively. The two fought for a while, but no one took advantage. Hinata has an advantage in size, he can dodge in all directions, and his physical skills are extremely dexterous, and he can run away if he can't be beaten. Hyaga Hisashi has the essence of Ro Fist, and his offense and defense are integrated. Hikaru Hyaga can't even use Hikaru Hinata, but Hikaru Hyaga cannot catch up with Hikaru's speed. The two stopped and took a breath. Afterwards, the two of them looked around and seemed to notice the very miserable scene at the scene. Hinata Hisashi. Hinata Hikari. After standing there at a loss for a while, the two picked up the tools again and began to repair. The duel just now seemed completely meaningless. You. Hinata climbed to the door and pointed at his dilapidated house, courtyard, and various landscapes. How is this going? Hinata Hikaru and Hinata Hisashi looked at each other. Continue to fight each other. Suddenly, I don't know whether it was a slip of the hand or intentional, Hinata Shui was hit on the head by a flying wooden board, and fainted on the spot. After he passed out, Hinata Hikaru and Hinata Hisashi stopped fighting. We must repair everything here before Hinata wakes up next time. When Hinata asked, they said, "You just had a nightmare, and what you saw was nothing, it was an illusion." The two people who had been fighting for such a long time reached a rare consensus on this matter. An hour later, 5 p.m. The sky is starting to get a little dark as summer is over and autumn is here. Hinata wakes up slowly again. This time, he didn't get up again. Instead, he looked helplessly at the roof of his house that was still leaking. I don't know when, the roof of his house also leaked. It must have been something good done by those two people just before they passed out. Hinata water thoughts. Are these two people here specifically to mess with me? Yes, they must have come specifically to punish me, and they didn't run away. Ugh. Yanyi blooms on Hinata's cheeks. Grinning your mouth and squinting your eyes are signs of crying. Woo. Hyaga water cried. As the saying goes. The man did not shed tears, but he did not go to the sad place. Hinata Shui thought of her parents who died young. He missed his father and mother very much. The best thing is to go see them, so that you don't have to live in this evil world. Especially, facing the two gods Hinata Hisashi and Hinata Hikaru. Hinata wanted to die. So, when you think of this, you need to take action. How to die? Hang yourself. Simple and fast. Hinata sat up and used the broken wood stubble next to him to cut open the quilt. Tear the quilt into sections of fabric. Then, the Hyuga sailor shook his head, and the white silk cloth went up to the roof beam. If you say you hang yourself, you hang yourself. If you don't hang yourself, you are not a Hyuga person. Oslo. Hinata Shui hung his neck on Bailing. Then, the sound of fast footsteps sounded in my ears. Hinata Hikari and Hinata Hisashi opened the door and saw Hinata hanging from the water. He was kicking one of his legs, looking particularly interesting. Quack, Hinata Hisashi, look, Hinata Shui was so angry that you hanged him. Hinata Hikari raised his little hand and pointed at Hinata Shui excitedly, completely unaware of the seriousness of the matter. And Hinata Hisashi is not as open-minded as Hinata Hikari. He was almost frightened to death when he saw this scene. By the time Hinata Hisashi rescued Hyuga Mizu, the latter was lying in Hinata Hisashi's arms, already dying. Two heroes. Hinata's water vapor is like a gossamer, and her complexion turns purple. He cupped his hands towards Hinata Hikaru and Hinata Hisashi. Please let me go and let me die. Oops. Hinata took a quick look and realized something was wrong. Hinata Shui can't bear it to this point, and even would rather commit suicide. No way. This is definitely not possible. Hinata Hisashi thought of the preciousness of life and the passionate whispers of the third Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen. At this moment, is it time to show off? If the chapter is wrong, click here to report it. Mobile phone users, please visit CSW. Reading for a better reading experience. The bookshelf is synchronized with the computer version. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 186. Hyuga Water. Hinata Hisashi looked at him very seriously. The most precious thing for a person is life. Everyone has only one life. A person's life should be spent like this. When he looks back on the past, he will not feel regret for wasting his years, nor will he feel ashamed for doing nothing. When he was dying, he could say, my whole life and all my energy were dedicated to the most magnificent cause in the world. Hinata Hisashi couldn't finish his sentence. Because Hinata Water spat out a mouthful of old blood, he rolled his eyes on the spot and passed out. Facts have proved that not everyone can use mouth escape. Hinata Shui's heart was extremely depressed, and under the attack of anger, his whole person was overwhelmed. God, Hinata Hisashi, you're talking about Hinata Shui to death. Hinata Hikari gloated and laughed beside him with a look that didn't mind the matter. Hinata Hisashi no longer had the intention to argue with Hinata Hikaru. He was panicking now. If there is really something wrong with Hinata Shui, the blame will definitely be placed on him. So, Hinata Hisashi picked up Hyuga Shui and prepared to go find the medical ninja. However, Hinata Hikaru pulled Hinata Sui over. "Ga, silly Hinata Hisashi, by the time you find the medical ninja, Hinata Sui will have already burped." Then, what should we do? Hinata Hisashi panicked. Alas. Hinata nodded her little head. According to the descriptions in martial arts TV series, this should be like this. Hinata Hikaru pressed the half-dead Hinata Mizuno onto the tatami and sat cross-legged. Hinata Hikaru himself also came behind Hinata Shui and sat down cross-legged. Look at this leader doing the Hyaga water movement technique. Hinata stretched out her palms nervously. See you soon. On both palms, red light flashed. The fluctuation of murderous intention, collapsing palm. Snapped. Hinata Hikaru suddenly slapped Hinata Shui on the back. Puff. He saw the unconscious Hinata suddenly vomiting out a large mouthful of blood. Call out. The next moment, Hyagasui flew out and hit Hinata Hisashi. Just like that, Hinata Hisashi and Hyagasui, hugging each other, flew along the hole in the wall and flew into the kitchen next door. 6 o'clock in the evening. A wet and dirty Hyaga Hisashi was wandering the streets. His persecution of Hinata Shui came to light, and the whistleblower was Hinata Hikaru. After Hinata Hikaru finished giving Hyaga Shui exercise treatment, he ran to his father to complain. Say. Hinata Hisashi wanted to murder Hinata Suzu and made Hinata Suzu's house a mess. And his father actually believed Hinata Hikaru's lies. He was scolded vigorously. There is no way to argue with each other. After all, Hikaru Hinata's setting is that of a psychotic girl, not a sinister girl. With her cute appearance, she successfully confused everyone. That little devil. Hinata Hisashi muttered through gritted teeth. Then, he breathed a sigh of relief and told himself. Hyaga Hisashi, can't be angry, and can't go against Hinata Hikari. Hinata Hisashi is really convinced. Hinata Hikari is my elder brother. He said, he would never dare to mess with Hinata Hikari again, because he didn't know what else that little devil could do. Hinata Hisashi decided, from now on, stay far away from Hinata Hikari, and stay away from each other until death. As for why Hinata Hisashi is wandering on the street at this time, it is naturally because of the order given by his father. Hyaga Hisashi, don't enter this house until you reflect on yourself. Then. Poor Hinata Hisashi was blasted out. Hinata was muttering this way and that sometimes. Hyaga Hisashi, why do you have to mess with Hinata Hikaru? Isn't this a bit of a shame? Hinata sometimes hates herself, and sometimes hates Hinata Hikaru. Then, out of nowhere, he found himself wandering into the small park. The so-called small park was established on the outskirts of Konoha and was passed by a river. Looking from here, you can see Konoha hidden village at night. By this time, it was already dark and the lights on the other side were brightly lit. The end of the day is not the end, the nightlife is the beginning. Then, Hinata Hisashi remembered something. Someone wrote him a letter. It's that, pink, perfumed letter. Hinata Hisashi didn't believe it when he said it was written by a big man who picked his feet. This reason is just used to deceive Hinata Mami. Although Hyaga Hisashi doesn't think he is more handsome than Panin, he can at least be considered to be extraordinarily handsome. Walking to the river, Hinata Hisashi washed his face, tidied his clothes, and prepared to meet the person who would write to him. Anyway, I have nothing to do now. Hyaga Hisashi. In fact, he is such a person full of rebellious spirit. Just like in the original work, Hinata Hisashi wanted to kill his eldest niece Hyaga Hinata, but was turned into a caged bird by Hinata Hisashi. Slowly approaching the small park, under the dim street lights. There is actually someone. Hinata Hisashi murmured. People of the Hyaga clan generally have excellent eyesight. Therefore, Hinata saw the figure under the street lamp at a glance. Although it is autumn now, the street trees on both sides of the road are still very green. Under such a night scene, there is a girl about 12 or 3 years old. With beautiful black short hair, a single braid hanging down the back of her head, willow leaf eyebrows, and red phoenix eyes, it can be said that she has a unique temperament, and she is the type that is very special at first sight. Could it be that? Hinata Hisashi frowned. It's Uchiha. The only person with hair that can turn black like this is the Uchiha clan in Konoha. In Konoha Hidden Village, most of the residents' hair color is not that solid color. Residents with chestnut hair can be seen everywhere. The iconic dark black hair color has almost become the representative of the Uchiha clan. The girl was standing quietly under the streetlight with her eyes closed and her hands folded across her chest. Well, she looks pretty. Hinata Hisashi, male, 13 years old. At an ignorant age, I already know what beauty is. And boys in this world generally mature prematurely. From the other party's body, Hinata Hisashi felt a different aura. It was a coldness that would repel people thousands of miles away. She looks very strong, even a bit cold, but she feels completely different from Hinata Mami. If Hinata Mami is a shrew, then, the girl in front of her is undoubtedly an iceberg beauty. So, at this time, I should go over and ask, are you the one who wrote to me? Well, in order to avoid misunderstanding, Hinata Hisashi decided to ask this question first. However, before he could take a step forward, several teenagers appeared from the shadows. Tisk tisk, at this point, there are actually girls wandering around here, hee, they look quite cute. Several teenagers who were suspected of being delinquents came under the street lamp. If the chapter is wrong, click here to report it. Mobile phone users please visit CSW. Reading for a better reading experience. The bookshelf is synchronized with the computer version. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 187. The fall of night brings not only darkness, but also the dark side of Konoha. Little sister, if you don't go home after dark, what are you doing here? 4 gangsters surrounded the girl. If it's daytime, there are people from the police department patrolling here. But at night, the people in the police department will shrink their scope. When they are off duty, only a small number of personnel are left on duty. And at a later moment, even the people from the police department will disappear completely. The girl did not speak, but remained motionless. You can't just wander around at night, there will be a lot of bad people around. One of the bad boys put his hand on the girl's shoulder. This caused the latter to frown. Hey, the next sentence when you are angry, should you shout for help? Ha ha ha. Several delinquents laughed. Scum. Hinata Hisashi murmured. Even in the majestic Konoha, there are places where the sun cannot shine. So, the problem is coming. Now how to do? Go up and persuade him. Hyuga Hisashi fully realized that he was not good at evading words, and doing so would at most make the other party fight with him. So, why don't you just go up and start fighting? Or pretend not to see. After all, what the Hyuga clan is best at is pretending to be stupid, or being wise to protect themselves. I, the Hyuga clan, know everything, but I just won't tell. I have no obligation to help that girl, even if she may be the one who wrote me the love letter. This is the wisest thing to do. Because maybe among these delinquent boys, there are sons of such and such family, such and such big dog owners. At that time, if it is provoked, it will violate the survival rules of the Hyuga clan. The Hyuga clan has always been timid towards others. Hinata Hisashi turned around, and prepared to run away. Stop it, my mother. At this moment, Hinata Hisashi heard a thunderous sound. Then, he turned his head and saw Hinata Mami popping out of the grass. What? Everyone stopped and looked at the fierce girl who suddenly appeared with great confusion. She is. He's from the Hyuga clan. The bad boys began to whisper among themselves. The most obvious feature of the Hyuga clan is their white eyes. You can definitely tell the difference just by looking at it. In broad daylight, in the clear sky, you actually did such a wretched thing. Are you still qualified to be the successor of the Will of Fire? Hinata's face is so beautiful, she looks like a scolding bitch. Although the words he said were very righteous, the gesture coupled with them, made him feel extremely happy. Why is she here? Hinata Hisashi was confused. But then I thought, Hinata mommy really should be here. After reading the letter, it was strange that she could be honest. Successor of the Will of Fire. The delinquents looked at each other, and then, burst into laughter. What is the Will of Fire? Don't laugh to death with that kind of deceptive thing. It's just. The bad guys started making noises. Hinata mommy pinched her waist and looked around at the delinquents with a fierce face. Looking down on the Will of Fire, you are just venting your dissatisfaction with your own situation on others. It's all your fault, the first Hokage, for letting you eat too much. Hinata mommy started cursing. From the Warring States period to the First Ninja War, from the First Ninja War to the next 20 years, which is now the Second Ninja War. Then from the ancestors of all bad people, scold them, and their never-born sons and daughters. The bad boys were dumbfounded by the scolding, their eyes widened, and they were completely speechless. Even the girl Namatsu pretended to open her eyes and looked at Hinata mommy in surprise. Such a fierce and scolding girl is not common at all. Hinata Hisashi was even more shocked, as if he was meeting Hinata mommy for the first time. Hinata mommy was able to act bravely for justice, which was beyond Hinata Hisashi's expectations. According to Hinata Hisashi's idea, it would be good if Hinata mommy didn't push the other party into the fire pit. She actually helped her potential love rival. You little turtles and bastards are the 18th generation of your ancestors. Hinata mommy scolded each other bloody. And Namatsu thought for a while, I am afraid that in terms of swearing, except for Hinata Hikari, this Hinata mommy is the strongest person he has ever seen. At the end, Hinata and Hisashi even made Hinata mommy smile. He stopped smiling, and his bad mood disappeared without a trace. He already knew what he had to do. This stinky bitch actually dares to scold us. Give her some color and let her know why the green leaves of Konoha are so green. Several bad boys were gearing up, all glaring at Hinata mommy, ready to take action. Come on, I will hum you all down by myself. Hinata is not afraid of Mame. Instead, she opens her posture and prepares for one against many. At the moment when two groups of people were about to take action. Bagua, empty palm. Boom. A bad guy suddenly tilted his cheek and flew out as if he had been hit by a carriage. Then, he hit a telephone pole, rolled his eyes and passed out on the spot. Several delinquents looked at each other, still not realizing what was going on. Empty 8 diagrams. Boom. Another bad takeoff. Then, the sneak attacks of justice from nowhere continued. Hinata Hisashi, who was hiding in the shadows, used the Bagua air palm to fight off all the bad guys one by one. Some bad guys flew into the air and fell into the river. Some of them have their cheeks buried in the ground, leaving only their buttocks pointing upward. Some bad guys yelled mama, and prepared to run away, but were directly stabbed in the back by Masayoshi Hinata Hisashi. Then, the surroundings soon became quiet. This is. Hinata mommy was stunned for a moment. Hyuga Hisashi, people know that you, a melancholy boy who is obsessed with death and will not pay for your life, will come to see others if you can't see them. Hinata mommy quickly ran over. Hinata is so beautiful. You were very brave just now, maybe my view of you will change. Hinata smiled at Hisashi. This smile made Hinata mommy blush. She lowered her head, looking embarrassed. The relationship between the two went from being very bad to getting along harmoniously. However, the two people, with their young feelings brewing, ignored Yesong standing next to them. Namatsu, who used the transformation technique to become a girl, naturally remembered the mission assigned to him by Hinata Hikari. So, as Hinata mommy and Hinata Hisashi talk, Namatsu strode forward, directly grabbed Hinata Hisashi's right arm and hugged it. Then, he looked at Hinata mommy with an evil expression. Go away woman, Hinata Hisashi is here to see me. Hinata is really beautiful. Just like that, Hinata mommy and Hinata Hisashi were stunned for a moment. Okay Hinata Hisashi, you heartless person, I misjudged you. I'm going to kill you and die with me. No wait, let me explain. Hinata Hisashi's pitiful howl and Hinata mommy's scolding chase resounded through the night sky. Yesong watched the two disappear into the night, and his frown relaxed. This young man from the Earth Spider clan formed a seal with one hand and said, "The mission is completed." Poor Hyuga Hisashi did not escape Hyuga Hikari's punishment after all. If the chapter is wrong, click here to report it. Mobile phone users please visit CSW. Reading for a better reading experience. The bookshelf is synchronized with the computer version. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 188. A few days later, the ninja school graduation ceremony was held. Today's content is the assignment of genin classes. The students were assigned according to quotas and led by the leading ninja. Because it was a war period, not many Chuyunin could be assigned to guide them, so some Chuyunin and special Jounin also assumed the duty of guidance. The students were divided into groups and then walked out of the classroom in groups of 3. On the podium, Tang Ziyi read the names of each student and bid them farewell with tears. The grouping of daylight is Hinata Hikaru himself, Namikaze Minato, and Namatsu Nani. The primary school students in the audience suddenly shouted, and a bolt of lightning struck, and the backgrounds of many people turned black. Surprisingly, Hikari and I are not on the same team. For these students, if they can be paired with Hinata Hikaru, it is equivalent to getting a big killer weapon. After all, Hinata Hikaru's strength is obvious to all, and he is undoubtedly the strongest ninja student in this class. Everyone loves to do things like hugging thighs. Maybe Hinata Hikari is in the ninja school, and many people dislike her mental problems. But once they graduated, everyone's attitude immediately reversed. Quack, my sect leader has said it a long time ago, when my sect leader sees others, flowers will bloom. Seeing that he was so popular, Hinata seemed very proud. And unusually, no one refuted her. Okay, quiet. Doze gestured. Teacher, I also understand your thoughts, but, the teacher wants to say. Hearing Tang Ziyi change the topic, his expression suddenly became serious. A formal ninja requires not only strength, but also a smart mind. The purpose of forming a team with Hinata Hikaru and Namikaze Minato is to make the team more balanced. The smart Namikaze Minato-san will definitely be able to make up for Hinata Hikaru's lack of IQ. Tang said very seriously. Hinata Hikari. Teacher, when I was your age, there were many outstanding geniuses among my peers. Those geniuses were all very good at fighting and very strong, but, after so many years, I still can't. Countless geniuses have fallen. Tang sighed and shook his head. Do you know why? Without waiting for the students to answer, Doze continued to speak. Obviously, he did not want the naughty children to answer this question. Of course, it's because geniuses tend to be conceited, but the world is so vast, there is heaven and earth, and so-called geniuses abound, so there are countless geniuses who die young. Tang's sincere words made the students think a little. Geniuses will also die. Conceited, proud, underestimating the enemy, they committed these mistakes that they should not commit. But, Mr. Dozawa, what happened to Namatsu-kun? Some students raised their hands. The strength of the discipline committee member Yesong is also obvious to all. Putting the 3 of them together is not a strong alliance. It's not fair. Hey, you don't know this. Tangs waved his hand and motioned for the student to sit down. Yamatsu-kun is the political commissar of this team. He is responsible for political correctness and holding high the banner of the will of fire unswervingly. A team must not only have qualified ninjas, but also have the ability to adhere to the line and policy of the will of fire, a Konoha ninja who has gone astray. Tang Ziyi talked eloquently. Hikaru Hinata is a finished child, so, the task of maintaining the will of fire can only be left to Namatsu-san. Hinata Hikari. After that, Dozawa finished reading all the order of class classification and waited for that moment to arrive. 10 minutes later. Tangs looked at his watch. Okay, that's it for today's graduation ceremony, everyone can go find their mentor ninja in order. The first group to get up were Hinata Hikaru, Namikaze Minato, and Namatsu. Hikaru Hinata, wearing a shining forehead protector on her head, covering the caged bird seal. She was originally very cute, but because of the forehead protection, she looked a bit heroic. What a pretty handsome loli. Facing this farewell scene, Tangs on the podium was very moved. He and these students went through ups and downs and came together hand in 2 years. Although Hinata Hikari caused him a lot of trouble, in general, he is a good boy. Tang Ziyi wiped his eyes, tears streaking across his eyes. To him, Hinata Hikaru's graduation was like sending his daughter away with his own hands. Hey, this statement is a bit wrong, but it's not a big problem. Dozawa has many blessings and instructions to say to Hinata Hikari. Ninjas cannot drink alcohol because alcohol can cause sexual incest. Ninjas cannot be greedy for money. If they are greedy for money, they will lose the word righteousness. Ninjas can't be lustful, ahem, this should be fine. Also, don't be nervous all day long, just calm down when you need to. Under Dozawa's gaze, Hinata Hikari, Namikaze Minato, and Namatsu walked out of the classroom. Walk out of the teaching room. Doze, waving his hand weakly. The three of them haven't said hello or farewell to me yet. You shouldn't say, Teacher Tangs, I can't bear to let you go. And those things I just said, I haven't had time to say yet. Hey, please return my emotion. Sure enough, this naughty kid is so annoying. But, there will still be a chance to see him again. The corners of Tang's mouth turned up and he smiled. Ninja teachers are not just teachers, they are Konoha's ninjas. I will also perform tasks when I am free. Dozawa believes that one day, he and Hinata Hikaru will team up and perform tasks together. But, at that time, the relationship was no longer teacher-student, but, colleagues. Okay, the second group, Sarutobi Ryo, Senju Momika. Dozawa regained his composure and read out the names of the next group. On the outskirts of Konoha, the third training ground is where the classic bell fighting plot takes place. Time, 9 o'clock in the morning. Under the shade of the tree, a young man with white hair was already waiting there. According to the prescribed time, 9 o'clock is the time to gather. The young man with oil paint under his eyes was none other than Jiraiya. Jiraiya chuckled. He could already imagine what the little girl from the Hinata family would see when she saw him. How about being surprised or not, unexpected or not? Jiraiya thought very proudly, wanting to give her a surprise. He finally told the old man that he wanted Hinata Hikari and Namikaze Minato to come at the same time, and Namatsu, who could perform the greatest art of the fire country, a man pretending to be a woman. 10 minutes passed. Jiraiya looked very relaxed. Half an hour passed. Jiraiya looked at the sky. The weather is fine today. 1 hour. Where is the guy? Jiraiya, who was a little crazy, looked around, left and right, but didn't see anyone. Hidden Leaf Village, Ichiraku Ramen Shop. After waiting in line for a long time, Hinata Hikaru and the other three finally had hot ramen. That, Hikari-san. The corners of Namikaze Minato's mouth and eyes were twitching. With his eyes squinted, he could already imagine the scene where Mr. Jiraiya was going crazy. If the chapter is wrong, click here to report it. Mobile phone users please visit CSW. Reading for a better reading experience. The bookshelf is synchronized with the computer version. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 189. After coming out of the ninja school, Hikaru Hinata drifted away while walking. This leader is hungry. Hinata Hikaru said this, with, well, the justice of the wild pine. Needless to say, he has no objection to where Hinata Hikaru goes. If you want to say why, because Hikari is justice. Hey, little girl, you have become a ninja. Shouta asked cheerfully while busy. His eyes narrowed into a line, so Hinata Hikaru became the boss of the narrowed eyes. As time went by, this ramen restaurant became famous far and wide. Whether you are a ninja or a civilian, one of your favorite things is to eat a bowl of hot ramen. Gah, that's right, this leader is now a genin. Hinata showed off the forehead protector on her forehead very proudly. Hey! I sigh with my hands. A year ago, this little girl was still a ninja school student, but now she is a ninja who can stand alone. This couldn't help but make him reminisce about the past like a middle-aged person. However, Handbeat is only 18 years old this year. Hikari became a ninja, he became an adult. So, is it time to celebrate? So, Taida picked up some side dishes with long thick chopsticks and placed them in the bowls of Hinata Hikaru, Namikaze Minato, and Naso Matsu respectively. Surface. Just think of these as gifts. Shouta said very boldly. Gaga boss, you are so handsome. If you have a daughter in the future, let's call her Calamus. Hinata Hikaru very generously named Mirai's daughter. Namikaze Minato, yes song, tell me, what kind of guy will the guiding Jounin lead the team be? Hinata Hikaru suddenly asked this question. Maybe it's not Jiraiya. This meaning was clearly written on Hinata Hikari's little face. And this question is exactly what Namikaze Minato wants to say. I'm sorry, Hikaru Hinata-san, our instructor ninja, or instructor Jounin, is indeed Jiraiya-sensei. Exactly the same as the last life. Boom. Namikaze Minato saw that Hinata's little face immediately pulled down, and even the background turned into black and white. It's the super pervert Jiraiya again. Hinata muttered and turned her attention to the ramen. As we all know, Jiraiya is a ninja who is lustful to the core. So, my leader is still as beautiful as Baba, and I can make Konoha White Fang Hatake Sakumaj my leader's mentor. Cough cough. Namikaze Minato started coughing and almost choked to death. Konoha White Fang Hatake Sakumaj is among the younger generation of Konoha, the only one who is currently focused on being a shadow-level powerhouse. He possesses shadow-level strength and is famous for his short sword made of chakra-conducting metal. Because the White Fang dagger emits white light during battle and has white hair, it is called Konoha White Fang by the ninjas. This name is resounding throughout the 5 major countries. Even Jiraiya, Tsunade, and Orochimaru were in awe of him. And Hatake Sakumo is only less than 2 years older than the 3 of them. More importantly, Hatake Sakumo is Hatake Kakashi's father. No, that's actually not important. Hinata emphasized, waving her little hands. Actually, what's even more amazing about Sakumo Hatake is that his body stopped growing when he was 14 years old. From the age of 14 to 24, his appearance didn't change at all. That's why people also call him the ageless creature Hatake Fei. Luyan. Hinata Hikari opened her mouth and came. But indeed, as she said, when he was 14 years old, Hatake Sakumo looked like a 40-year-old uncle. As for this uncle's portrait, nearly 10 years have passed, and the result has not changed at all. His son is even called the perfect creature Hatake Kaz. Namikaze Minato. Yes song. Namikaze Minato and Namatsu said that they had absolutely no idea what Hirohiko was, nor what a perfect creature was, nor JoJo. Hikari-san, let's go to the designated meeting place after we finish eating the ramen. I think, if we miss the meeting time, maybe Jiraiya-sensei will be angry. Namikaze Minato wiped cold sweat, imagining what Jiraiya looked like when he went crazy. Why are you going so early? You'll get picked on when you go, so let him hang there for now. Hinata Hikaru said bluntly. After eating and drinking, Hinata walked slowly towards the third training ground. Along the way, relax your pace and slowly digest your food. Well, I just wandered to the meeting place. Hi. After entering through the gate, the first thing that catches the eye is Jiraiya, who is lifting a tree. He looked extremely manic, kicking the tree violently. Before earning the title of Sunin, Jiraiya was nicknamed Crazy Ghost Jiraiya, or the Madman of the Village in the village. This not only refers to his heroic style, but also, his behavior when he is crazy. Nosatsu frowned, quite dissatisfied with Jiraiya's behavior of destroying natural scenery. In the ninja school, when encountering such a guy, Yesong would immediately reward him with a spider cocoon and hang up the guy who vandalized public property. This is a trial from the disciplinary committee. Zinxi, you three are very good. Jiraiya, who was wearing the official ninja uniform, finished rubbing the tree and turned back with an inexplicable smile on his face. I guess you should know that from today on, I will be the guiding jounin of you three. Miyamu Mountain Toad Immortal Jiraiya. This is the calm before the storm. Jiraiya-sensei. Namikaze Minato whispered softly, but Jiraiya didn't look at him at all. Jiraiya put his hand into the ninja bag and took out 2 bells. Usually, the genin's test project is to grab the bell. This is a tradition left over from the invention of the second-generation Hokage Senju Tobirama system. Jiraiya also took the same test when he was a genin graduate when he was 6 years old. Then, according to the general process, he will announce to the 3 little guys the rules for grabbing the bell. Among the 3 people, only 2 can pass, and the remaining one who fails to grab the bell will have to be sent back to the ninja school. Of course, saying this, the real situation is to test the unity of postgraduate students. Only the 3 people who abandon selfishness and focus on the team can all pass. The bells made a pleasant chirp, and Jiraiya displayed the 2 bells in front of the 3 of them. Then, in Namikaze Minato's surprised eyes, Jiraiya threw one away, and then, boom! Jiraiya stopped smiling. Trampled to pieces. Hee. Jiraiya smiled, a smile that Hinata was very familiar with. There is only 1 bell for you 3. Whoever grabs the bell will graduate. The rest of you should go back to the ninja school. If the chapter is wrong, click here to report it. Mobile phone users, please visit CSW. Reading for a better reading experience. The bookshelf is synchronized with the computer version. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 190. Hinata blinked her exquisite and clear eyes. The leader of this class will go back to the ninja school first and wait for the exam next year. After Hinata finished speaking, he turned around and left. Nosatsu glanced at Jiraiya and then at Hinata Hikaru. Without any doubt, he directly followed Justice, which was Hinata Hikari. Hello. Hinata Hikaru and Namatsu's actions confused Jiraiya. Why don't you follow the routine? Shouldn't it be a vigorous competition for the bell with the 3 of them trying to figure out all the traps and stumbling over each other? In the end, only 1 little guy managed to survive, and then he happily said to himself, Jiraiya-sensei, I am the winner. Then he shook his finger proudly, no, I declare that all 3 of you have failed. The script should be like this. Jiraiya called for a while, until Hinata Hikaru and Namatsu reached the entrance of the 3rd training ground, and Jiraiya took the next step. Sketch. The seal disappears. The next moment, Jiraiya appeared in front of Hinata Hikari and Namatsu. Hinata blinked. Jiraiya was very fast. That's right. There are more than 100 Jounin in Konoha, and Jiraiya can be in the front row among the Jounin. Except for Hatake Sakumo, the 4 top leaders of Konoha, and a few Umbu people who were stronger than him, Jiraiya was a well-deserved strong man. Although Jiraiya is only 23 years old now, he has not yet reached his peak in the later stages of the original work. But this kind of strength is enough to run sideways in the ninja world as long as he doesn't encounter some perverts, such as Sanshou Hanzo, Other Cage, and the top combat power of each ninja village. What, is there anything else? You haven't snatched the bell yet. Jiraiya shook the bell in his hand, and the bell immediately made a crisp sound. Hyuga Hikaru looked Jiraiya up and down, and instead of directly rejecting him, he began to analyze it logically. Robbing for the bell is nothing more than a test of my leader's character, to see whether he will eat alone or unite as one. Hinata Hikaru said that she has watched too many martial arts and fantasy movies. But this is too routine. Ordinary people would naturally rush forward to fight for it stupidly. Oh! Jiraiya put away his anger and a half-smile appeared on his face. Hinata Hikaru successfully aroused his interest. In fact, both Orochimaru and Tsunade are very interested in recruiting Hinata Hikari as their disciples. But Jiraiya was different. At that time, it was just a simple mission to accept Hikaru Hinata as his disciple. In other words, Jiraiya was not really eager to have Hikari become his disciple. Because since he was a child, he had lived in the shadow created by a genius like Orochimaru. It was not until later that Jiraiya, who worked hard to catch up, caught up with Orochimaru's strength. It doesn't matter if you are a genius or not, people who work hard will win his favor. Of course, what is more important is character, thoughts, and 3 views. Taking Namikaze Minato as his disciple, Jiraiya valued Namikaze Minato's character and believed that he had the potential to become Hokage. Genius just happens. Hinata Hikari is a genius, but so what in Konoha, there are so many geniuses. However, judging from the fact that Hinata Hikari had just revealed the purpose of the test, he looked at Hinata Hikari with a high regard. In other words, it changed the previous view. At first, he thought Hinata was stupid. Looking at it now, it's different. Not only is this Hinata not stupid, but he is also very smart. What if you are not an ordinary person? Jiraiya asked with interest. If you are not an ordinary person, then you are naturally a little smart, or someone who thinks you are smart. They will choose despicable methods, such as beating up their teammates, or joining forces with a teammate to kill one first, and then turn around to deal with the other. Hinata Hikaru talked eloquently. Jiraiya stroked his chin, growing more and more satisfied. Although this little girl has some mental problems, her wisdom is like that of an old man who has been in the ninja world for many years. The most important thing is that Sankan Kijhan is completely different from the cold Orochimaru and the willful and violent Tsunade. What if I say that you are qualified? Jiraiya thought to himself, in this case, the little girl of the Hyuga family should just accept it. However, Hinata Hikaru shook her little head vigorously, and then assumed a posture called JoJo. But the leader refused. What? My favorite thing is to say no to those self-righteous guys. Gaga, you are too lustful and have violated the 3 ninja taboos. You are not a qualified ninja. How can you be qualified to be an unqualified ninja? Where is the guiding Jounin? Hinata Mitsuyoshi said righteously. Lust. Jiraiya, the corners of his mouth began to twitch. This Hinata Hikaru really hit on his weakness. Ah, what an unlovable little girl, she actually exposed someone's shortcomings in person. My leader is still as beautiful as Baba. It would be great if Konoha White Fang Hatake Sakumaj could be my mentor's Jounin. Hinata curled her lips and said in disgust. Puff. Namikaze Minato thought, Hinata Hikaru was still thinking about this matter. Guy, the leader, will go back to the ninja school to restudy. I will give Uzumaki Kushina a surprise and ask her if she is surprised or not. Hinata put her hands behind her back and took an elegant step. The half-petrified Jiraiya thought to himself, this is really such a surprise, so unexpected. Jiraiya-sensei, Jiraiya-sensei. The magical Namikaze Minato winked wildly at Jiraiya. This way, this way. Feasible and feasible. The magical Namikaze Minato immediately told Jiraiya a way to solve the current embarrassing situation. The master and apprentice finished exchanging opinions with their eyes. Jiraiya took a step forward and stopped in front of Hinata Hikaru again. Hey, little girl of the Hinata family, I will teach you a ninjutsu scroll and become a member of my team, okay? According to Minato Namikaze, various scrolls are very rare to Hikari. Especially, the more novel and unpopular it is, the better it is to be very awesome. Humph. But I heard Hinata snort coldly. You want to bribe me with a ninjutsu scroll, who do you think I am? It's a C-level ninjutsu scroll. Jiraiya said confidently. He wasn't trying to fool Hinata Hikaru with a D-level scroll. Once you take action, it is a C-level that can only be learned by Chuyunin. Humph, I am so powerful that I cannot bend, and I cannot be corrupted by my wealth. A cricket C-level scroll wants to bribe me, who do you think I am? Grade BB. Ji Lai also said loudly. Quack, okay. Jiraiya. If the chapter is wrong, click here to report it. Mobile phone users please visit CSW. Reading for a better reading experience. The bookshelf is synchronized with the computer version. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 191. Jiraiya. So, Hinata Hikaru, who was unyieldingly powerful and unyielding with wealth one moment, was bribed by a B-level ninjutsu the next moment. Facts have proved that humans cannot escape the law of true fragrance. Ninjutsu, bring it. Hinata Hikaru stretched out her little hand, looking like it was natural. Don't worry, don't worry. Jiraiya waved his hands repeatedly. I will first examine your strength and determine what you are good at, and then decide what kind of technique to teach you. Jiraiya had a face that was open to discussion on the outside, but he was snickering on the inside. She is still a child, and she will definitely be led away by her nose if she fools her for a few words. Jiraiya wants to retaliate. This little guy thinks B-level ninjutsu is so easy to obtain. Although he thought so, Jiraiya's face remained calm. Hinata Guang pondered for a moment, and then smiled. Except for not being able to do medical ninjutsu, this leader is good at everything. I'm very anxious, I'm very anxious. He stretched out his little hand again, still asking Jiraiya to take out the scroll first. Hateful. Why doesn't Hinata Hikaru play according to the routine? I was also a little depressed. If you don't give it, I, the leader, will find Heitake Sakumo to be the mentor. Jounin, Heitake Sakumo is much more generous than you. Haha, Mr. Sakumo, do you think Mr. Sakumo will agree to your request so easily? Jiraiya crossed his arms across his chest, also looking unconvinced. People are afraid of comparing themselves with others. Hinata Hikaru always mentions Heitake Sakumo. And, she looked like the leader of the cult was very familiar with Heitake Sakumo. What Jiraiya didn't know was. In fact it does. In the previous life, Hinata Hikaru's thunder escape was taught by Heitake Sakumo. Heitake Sakumo is far gentler than expected, a man completely opposite to his fierce nickname. Hinata turned around and left without saying a word. It seems like he is really going to find Heitake Sakumo. Okay, a good B-level ninjutsu scroll, right? Jiraiya hurriedly waved, gritted his teeth, and with a cruel heart, he channeled a. Learn a very difficult ninjutsu scroll. Level B, Sealing Fire Seal. Generally speaking, the difficulty of learning the sealing technique is the most difficult among all ninjutsu. Jiraiya specifically found this difficult scroll, a ninjutsu that even Jounin might not be able to learn. How about this ninjutsu? Jiraiya looked very proud. This ninjutsu, but even Orochimaru hasn't learned it yet. In Konoha Hidden Village, there are currently only 5 people who know the B-level fire seal. Hirozuru Sarutobi, Danzo Shimura, Koharu, and Yan Mitaman. The only person left was, of course, Jiraiya. B-level fire seal, this is one of the sealing arts that seals the effect of the spell in a specific place. Before performing the surgery, you need to prepare an ordinary scroll with a seal written on it. And, it requires a caster who is proficient in ninjutsu. After using this sealing technique, the fire escape ninjutsu can be permanently trapped in the scroll. If you want to release the ninjutsu inside, use the reverse decoding style. This technique is specially used to seal fire escape ninjutsu. In the original work, even Uchiha Itake's Amaterasu can be sealed in an instant. It can be said that he is the fire escape killer of the Uchiha clan. No matter what kind of fire escape he is, in front of this B-level sealing technique, he has to be sealed obediently, and there is no possibility of escape. It can be said that after learning this ninjutsu, Hinata Hikaru is no longer afraid of enemies, including Uchiha, using fire escape. Maybe the Uchiha clan has the Sharingan and can copy other people's ninjutsu, but the copied ninjutsu is always not as powerful as the ninjutsu they have worked so hard to train. Fire release is the natural attribute of 99% of Uchiha people. What's more, Uchihas with Sharingan eyes are very rare among the clan, so there are so many copy ninjas running around. And the inventor of ninjutsu. Nature is the great thousand arms Tobirama. Jiraiya raised his head and looked at the clouds, as if he could see Senju Tobirama giving Uchiha the middle finger in the sky. Senju Tobirama taught this ninjutsu to his 4 disciples, specifically to restrain Uchiha. Later, Sarutobi Hiruzen taught the sealing style to Jiraiya. It's a pity that neither Tsunade nor Orochimaru learned it. This involves a talent issue. Some special ninjutsu require some special talents to perform. Don't learn, I don't want to learn this ninjutsu. However, Hinata Hikari waved his hands repeatedly, expressing his disdain for learning this ninjutsu. It's simple to say why. She has already learned. In the last life, Jiraiya taught her this ninjutsu, but in this life, she had to learn something else. Why not learn? Jiraiya asked, and then he got it. I understand, you can't learn. After all, this is a sealing technique that even Orochimaru has not learned, a sealing technique specifically used to fight against Uchiha. Jiraiya turned to the provocative method. It is easiest to use aggressive methods against children. But I saw. Hinata tilted her little head in dissatisfaction. Jiraiya, if you keep doing this, this leader will really leave, taking Minato Namikaze and Nasomatsu with him. Hey, why is she so calm? Jiraiya's cheeks began to twitch and he even started scratching his head. In fact, B-level ninjutsu belongs to the Jounin level. Basically starting to involve original ninjutsu. Most Jounin have mastered at least one B-level ninjutsu. This kind of ninjutsu is usually a new ninjutsu created by them based on their past experience and experiences. That is to say, starting from B-level, ninjutsu is like lush flowers, diverse and begins to take various strange paths. These ninjutsu generally have a strong personal touch. This also means that it is difficult to spread like basic ninjutsu. Of course, there are also some bad examples of B-level ninjutsu. For example, the B-level water escape water dragon bullet. It's used by all water escape ninjas. Then, maybe I should teach Hinata Hikaru a bad ninjutsu. But this is extremely unpleasant for Jiraiya who likes to make fun of things. His disciple of Jiraiya. Oh, now she has become a junior sister, Jiraiya cried. But the problem is not big. In the original work, Jiraiya is not only Namikaze Minato's master, but also Uzumaki Naruto's master and master. Anyway, the noble circle is really chaotic. Jiraiya-sensei, I believe that Hinata Hikari-san can turn decay into magic. Namikaze Minato was inexplicably full of confidence. His gentle smile glowed warmly in the midday sun. Jiraiya. Jiraiya thought for a while and felt that this was something inappropriate. Minato seemed to be saying, Mr. Jiraiya, even if you teach a bad ninjutsu, with Hinata Hikaru's talent and imagination, she will be able to use that ninjutsu very well. If the chapter is wrong, click here to report it. Mobile phone users, please visit CSW. Reading for a better reading experience. The bookshelf is synchronized with the computer version. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 192. Minato, how can you say that? Teacher, am I the kind of person who hides things? Jiraiya hummed. He decided to pass on a particularly powerful ninjutsu to Hinata Hikaru. Needle Jizo. Needle Jizo, a ninjutsu invented by Jiraiya, has a difficulty level of B level. Promotes hair growth by focusing chakra on the head. Makes hair extremely hard. It can resist the enemy's physical attacks, as well as shurikens, kunao and other flying props. It is a must-have ninjutsu at home. According to this ninjutsu, you can also use variant ninjutsu such as hair needle senbon and lion's hair. It can be said that offense and defense are integrated. Of course, the most important thing is, you can also have beautiful hair. With this ninjutsu, you no longer have to worry about baldness in middle age. Jiraiya said very proudly. Baldness in middle age is not only a problem for many men, but even some women are troubled by hair loss. Thinking about your hair like this is probably to be able to better pick up girls. Okay, that's very Jiraiya. However, Hinata Hikaru waved his little hand, shook his head and said, I don't want to learn this ninjutsu, and make my hair look like a hedgehog, it's too ugly. The only drawback of Needle Jizo is that when it is used, it will wrap itself up like a hedgehog. This is not in line with the beauty of daylight. Okay, even if you don't use it for defense, you can still do your hair. Jiraiya spread his hands. Gaga, I am naturally beautiful and my hair will not fall out. Hinata pointed at her smooth and shiny black hair. Beautiful indeed. Well. Jiraiya touched his chin, thinking that this little guy was really difficult to deal with. But, there is. But, Hinata Hikari. Jiraiya's expression suddenly became serious. The world of ninjas is very cruel, and ninjas are very cruel. Those female ninjas will definitely not be able to help but persecute you when they see you with such beautiful long hair. Imagine. If during a certain fight, the enemy destroys your hair, then, how will you meet others? Hey. Hinata Hikari opened her eyes wide, thinking about how she would look like a bald head. She couldn't help shivering. Hinata Hikaru doesn't want to be like Wuke. So. Sincerely also follow the temptation. As long as you master this ninjutsu, even if your hair accidentally falls out, you can use this ninjutsu to grow it back immediately. Gaga, okay, then I will learn this ninjutsu from the leader. Hinata nodded vigorously. We. Jiraiya raised his finger of victory towards Namikaze Minato. After all, Hinata Hikari is still a child. Jiraiya was very proud. He took care of Hinata Hikaru in just a few words. This ninjutsu should be regarded as a meeting gift from this immortal to the three disciples. Everyone has a share. Jiraiya announced very generously. Jiraiya basically knew Namikaze Minato's moves. Nasomatsu belongs to the Earth Spider clan. Jiraiya, Orochimaru, and Tsunade went to Tien country when they were on a mission and met ninjas from the Earth Spider clan. Therefore, what kind of secret ninjutsu will Nasomatsu use Jiraiya? I also know it well. Then, there is only one Hinata left. Although Jiraiya has met Hikaru Hinata many times, but this little guy can always come up with some unexpected moves. He is a very mysterious child. Jiraiya didn't believe his disciple Minato Namikaze's statement that I taught Hinata Hikaru-san all his skills. Although these three little guys have mastered various skills, they certainly wouldn't have invented the secret themselves. The ninjutsu needle Jizo is a very good greeting gift. Although it is too high for a B-level rating. The average jounin hides B-level ninjutsu. Unless there is special care, it is impossible to pass down such precious ninjutsu from generation to generation. But Jiraiya, the Taoist priest of Miyaboku Mountain Sensu, was different. He knew a vast array of ninjutsu, and he also had various secrets. It was just a B-level ninjutsu, but it was not to the point of feeling physical pain. Hinata Hikari accepted the scroll taught by Jiraiya with great satisfaction. Later, the three of them will study it carefully. Afterwards, the three of them gathered on the grass under the shade of the trees. Jiraiya leaned on the tree trunk and crossed his arms over his chest. There were three little guys sitting in front of him. Looking at these young faces, Jiraiya felt a sense of responsibility weighing on him. Looking back on the past, the old man looked at him, Orochimaru and Tsunade like this. Wherever there are leaves flying, fire will burn. The fire illuminates the village and causes the trees to sprout. I have now turned into burning leaves and flames. And the little guys are the sprouts. Old man, I seem to understand something. Jiraiya looked up into the shade of the tree, and then looked around the three disciples. Next, let me first introduce the team led by this immortal. Jiraiya said, stood up from the ground, and began to shake his head, his white hair trembling. It also comes with the sounds of various classical musical instruments. I am Taoist Toad Elf Sensu of MT Miyaboku, known as Toad Immortal. Jiraiya, please give me some advice. Hinata Hikari. Yes song. 10 seconds later. Papa Papa. A thin round of applause rang out, showing Namikaze Minato cheering. While applauding, he laughed dryly, but his laughter was very forced. Jiraiya sat down silently, crossing his legs. Every time he introduced himself in this way, it would lead to a similar scene, and he was already used to it. How can ordinary people understand the things of immortals? Jiraiya blushed, and veins popped out on his forehead. There were words that were difficult to understand one after another, such as Miyamu Mountain and Big Toad Sage, which made Hinata burst into laughter, and the atmosphere inside and outside the third training ground was suddenly filled with joy. After muttering for a while, Jiraiya looked at the three of them. Starting from today, Jiraiya's team has been officially established. What, Hyuga Hikaru, are you asking which squad our team is in? That kind of thing. Special methods will be used during the war. Let's make do with the preparation. Okay, I have introduced myself, it's your turn. Jiraiya held his chin and said weakly. And, I'm so hungry. I am Yesong, male, 10 years old, from the Fire Nation. I pursue justice. It was Yesong who spoke first. Although he seemed to be in a lack of interest, he introduced himself immediately. The black hair is tightly attached to the top of the head, and the part that grows out from the back is tied into a small braid. This hairstyle alone is extremely recognizable, because most people's hair stands in all directions, and few people's hair can stick to the head. Not to mention his thin and long eyebrows, which are beyond the length of ordinary people's eyebrows. If the chapter is wrong, click here to report it. Mobile phone users, please visit CSW. Reading for a better reading experience. The bookshelf is synchronized with the computer version. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 193. A pair of black eyes revealed sharpness and questioning, as if he was always doubting the world. He gives people a calm, solemn and paranoid feeling. But Hinata Hikaru feels even more that Wild Pine has a celestial style. His appearance is very characteristic of Chinese people. The skin was slightly yellow, not the fair and crooked complexion of Namikaze Minato. The braided hair can easily make people think, my Qing dynasty is dead. Danfan eyes. This eye shape is extremely rare and therefore highly personal. Even the clothes he wears are long-sleeved, long-legged, and have open-fronted outer belt. Hinata's light can shine through the wild pines, recalling some things from the past. Jiraiya could tell that what this boy from the Earth Spider clan hoped for was not things that ordinary people generally wanted, such as future, love, money, ninjutsu, and Hokage. Rather, it is a pursuit of the concepts of justice, fairness, and justice, and a reflection and questioning caused by various phenomena in the world. Presumably, this simple and paranoid child will live a very tiring life. After briefly introducing himself, Yesong stopped talking. The second person to speak was Minato Namikaze. I am Namikaze Minato. My hobbies are reading and thinking. My ideal is, to become Hokage. Zilla also nodded. He has nothing to worry about Minato Namikaze. Minato is a good boy. He can think like an adult at a young age, generally speaking, he is not crooked. But why do we need to add the word can before the four words become Hokage? If you don't become Hokage, can you choose to do something else? Hello, I am Namikaze Minato. Being a Hokage is my ideal. Otherwise, I can also be a ramen chef. What Jiraiya absolutely didn't know was the same thing that troubled Namikaze Minato. In his last life, he encountered what Hikaru Hinata called the catastrophe, and Minato Namikaze had been thinking about some things. The last person to introduce himself was Hinata Hikaru. Gaga, the name of my leader is Master Tongtien, Jiraiya, you can call me Lord Leader. After Namikaze Minato finished speaking, Hinata Hikari spoke nervously. Why should we call him Lord Tongtien? Zilla also suddenly became interested. He basically knew everything about Hinata Hikaru, including his background, moves, and personality. Weird words and deeds are often ridiculed by others. However, in a certain respect, Jiraiya felt that he was very similar to this little guy. For example, insistence on various slogans and titles. Then why do you say you are a Zion-su Taoist? Hinata asked rhetorically. This time, Jiraiya was stopped. In fact, if you want to say anything, it is very simple. Because, it's so cool to do this. At least Jiraiya himself felt handsome, stylish, and stylish. So, everything is self-explanatory. To a certain extent, Jiraiya is a middle-class uncle. The ideal of this leader is the stars and the sea. Speaking of his ideals, Hinata seemed very excited. Stars and sea? This is something that even the immortal of six paths cannot do. Jiraiya couldn't help but find it funny that Minato's ideal was to become Hokage, a dream that seemed far away but was actually possible. But, the sea of stars. Although people in this world have achieved certain results in astronomy, they know that the stars in the sky are planets one after another. According to legend, the moon was created by the immortal of six paths. But so far, even Senju Hashirama, the strongest ninja in history, has not been able to do such a thing as going to heaven. This Hinata Hikari, you must be thinking too much. However, Jiraiya was not in a hurry to deny Hinata Hikari. He decided to ask Hinata Hikari what he thought first. So, how are you going to realize this ideal? Jiraiya stared intently at Hinata Hikaru's cute and pretty little face. The first step is to practice. Hinata's exquisite, clear white eyes shone with confidence. Then what? Jiraiya said with a smile on his face. The second step is to forge the sword. Forging swords. Jiraiya blinked, wondering what the relationship between sword making and heaven was. Of course. Hinata nodded seriously. As long as the divine sword is forged, this leader can perform the third step. Hinata stretched out her white and slender fingers to show that she could count to 3. It's not like there are some people. Third step. The third step, fly with the sword. Hinata Hikaru assumed a flying posture with the sword. That was one of Hinata's dreams. After practicing and forging swords, the third step is to fly with the sword. Jiraiya wonders. Then this work has to be renamed, Naruto, my Hyuga clan disciples' cultivation of immortality. Alright. Jiraiya nodded perfunctorily. He had never heard of sword flying. This Hinata's imagination is completely beyond common sense. I know you don't believe it. Hinata Hikaru was not angry at Jiraiya's perfunctory behavior, but looked at him with great contempt. So, you are a fake immortal, because real immortals can fly with swords and fly in the clouds. Jiraiya said that he had never heard of this setting. Moreover, I want to establish a sect. When the time comes, everyone will listen to me. Jiraiya showed a little disappointment on his face. In the end, was it a dictatorship? This idea is dangerous. Hikaru Hinata, have you considered other people's thoughts when you do this? When people eat animals, have they ever asked for their opinions? Hinata Hikaru immediately retorted. In fact, Hinata originally wanted to say, do you remember how many pieces of bread you have eaten? Heaven and earth are unkind and treat all things as lackeys. Hinata Guang put his little hands behind his back and pretended to be profound. Cough. Namikaze Minato coughed and whispered a reminder. Hikaru Hinata-kun, he is a dog, not a running dog. Hinata Hikaru, oh. Jiraiya. Yes song. Some people think that animals and people are equal, but in fact, people are not equal. People in the sect look down on this leader because he is a branch of the family. Some people think that animals are nobler than humans. Such a humanistic leader will directly imprison him. Mental hospital. Jiraiya laughed. Some people think animals are nobler than humans. Jiraiya asked Hinata Hikari a question. How can anyone be so stupid? This is already mentally retarded. Gaga, you don't know this. Hinata Hikari looked around at the 3 people present very proudly. On the outskirts of Konoha, there is a clan of ninja cats. There is another group that has been friends with the ninja clan for generations, and their name is Uchiha. As for the Uchiha clan, many of them are slaves of cats, and they are the kind who are willing to be slaves and never change. They are obsessed with the claws and fur of their cats, and want to give everything to the cats first. They call themselves shit scrapers, and they call themselves the cat is the cat owner. Hinata Hikaru severely blackmailed Uchiha. If the chapter is wrong, click here to report it. Mobile phone users, please visit CSW. Reading for a better reading experience. The bookshelf is synchronized with the computer version.